Welcome to another edition. This is word problems leading to simultaneous linear equations. Now let's look at the first question. A two-digit number. Okay, we are asked to find a two-digit number such that, first things first, let's assume my two-digit number is xy. Now such that 3 times the 10th digit. I want to bring out something here. Let's assume, I'm just making a guess here. Let's assume my number is, let's say, 36. From your primary school days, you'll be taught that you have unit digits, you have tens digits. This is 30 plus 6. Same thing, right? Like saying 55. This is 50 plus 5. Now, making this the tens digits and making this the unit digit. That means in every two-digit number, you have the tens digit and you have the unit digit. In this case now, the first one always being the tens digit. So that means x is the tens digit, while y is the unit digit. After clearing this, let's see, such that 3 times the tens digit, which is x, this becomes 3x is equals to 3 times 10 digit is mean equals to 2 less than twice the unit digit. That means 2y minus 2. 2 less meaning minus 2. Twice the unit digit, that means 2 times the unit digit, which is y. One thing I want you to understand is that when you are solving word problems, you need to break down every single statement as much as possible. Let's move on. And also, twice the number, that's twice of the number. For the sake of better explanation, I'm going to be referring my two-digit number in terms of tens plus unit digit. Okay, so I have twice of the number, my number being 10x plus y. That's in terms of tens plus unit digits. Twice of the number is 20 greater than the number obtained by reversing the digit. Like I said, in word problems you have to be very careful. 20 greater than, that's plus 20. 2 less than minus 2. 20 greater than plus 20. Then the number obtained by reversing the digit. If I reverse the digit, it becomes yx. If it becomes yx, my tens digit becomes y, my unit digit becomes x. This becomes 10y plus x. So I have 10y plus x. After getting this, it's very easy for you to get your x and y. This is basically all you need to know. The major step in solving this is figuring out how to turn your word to equations. My first equation is 3x is equals to 2y minus 2. My second equation, by the time I open it up, it becomes 20x plus 2y is equals to 10y plus x plus 20. Let's call this equation 1 and let's call this equation 2. Okay, so I have this to be, okay, let me just turn this the other way around. This becomes 2y minus 3x is equals to 2. And for this other one, I have 2y minus 10y plus 20x minus x is equals to 20. I can also have this to be minus 8y plus 19x is equals to 20. Let me take this to the other way. It becomes 8y minus 19x is equals to minus 20. That's if I bring this here and I bring 20 to the other side. Now do not forget from your equation 1, this is equation 2. Now from equation 1, I have that 2y minus 3x is equals to 2. To make this easier to solve, let me multiply equation 1. Let me multiply it by 4. To be able to multiply equation 1 by 4, I have equation 2 remains the same. 8y minus 19x is equals to minus 20. Equation 1 changes because I'm multiplying it by 4, becoming 8y minus 12x is equals to 8. Subtracting this, I have minus 19 minus 12x, I have that to be minus 7x, and I have minus 20 minus 8 to be minus 28. My x becomes 4. Now if my x is 4, substitute back in here, I have 2y minus 3x is equals to 2. This means 2y minus 3 into bracket 4 is equals to 2. I have 2y to be equals to 2 plus 12. 2y is equals to 14. Then my y is equals to 7. This is the elimination method of solving simultaneous equation. Please do not forget, the major thing we are doing here is solving simultaneous linear equations. The word problems is just like the trickish part of it all, but the major thing we are doing now is solving simultaneous linear equations, and this method I just used now is known as the elimination method of solving simultaneous equation, in which you cancel out one of the unknown variables and you solve out for the remaining one. In this case, I cancelled out y and I solved out for x. Let me move on to the next question now. Question number 2. I have a man is Q years old while his son is P years old. The sum of their ages meaning Q plus P. So I have Q plus P is equals to twice the difference of their ages. Now, in this particular case, even when I was solving it, I think I got a little bit confused. When you see twice the difference of their ages, meaning subtraction, the man is obviously older than his son, which means this becomes Q minus P. Now, some people can or might not notice this and they just put P minus Q because people automatically believe P comes before Q. Now, the product of their ages is 675. That means PQ is equals to 675. Now, write down the equations connecting their ages. We've already done that. Let's simplify these equations down. Now, from this, I can also say that P is equals to 675 over Q. Okay? We're asked to find the ages of the man and his son. That's find P and Q. Now, if P is equals to 675 over Q, I can come back to equation 1 here and substitute the value of P. So this becomes Q plus 675 over Q is equals to 2 into bracket Q minus 675 over Q. We don't like seeing things with denominators, so let's just find the LCM to make it simpler. I have the LCM here to be Q. This gives me Q squared plus 675 is equals to 2 into bracket. The LCM here is Q also. I have Q squared minus 675. If I cross multiply, I have here that Q squared plus 675 is equals to 2Q into bracket Q squared minus 675. This is 6 here, sorry. Over Q. Q cancels out Q. I'm left with, I have here that Q squared plus 675 is equals to 2 into bracket Q squared minus 675. This becomes Q squared plus 675 is equals to 2Q squared minus, when I multiply this out, I have 1350. Collecting like terms, Q squared becomes equals to 2025, giving me my Q to be equals to square root of 2025, and I have Q to be 45. Now, if Q is equals to 45, this becomes very easy. Earlier on, we said that P is equals to 675 over Q, meaning P is equals to 675 over 45. My P becomes 15, which means the boy is 15 and the father is 45. Let's move on to the third question. Now, this says that 4 knives and 6 forks cost 700 naira. 6 knives and 5 forks cost 800 naira. You are asked to find the cost of a knife and a fork. This is also a wire question. I have 4 knives. Let me represent my knives as k, and let me represent the fox as f. So I have 4k plus 6f is equals to 700, and I also have that 6 knives, that's 6k plus 5 forks, which is 5f, is equals to 800. Find the cost of a knife and a fork. That's find f and find k. So to make this more in like terms, I decided to say let me multiply this first equation by 5 and let me multiply the second equation by 6. Like I said, I'm going to be using elimination method in this particular simultaneous question. So I want to eliminate out f so that I can solve out for k. Multiplying the whole of this by 5, I have 20k plus 30f is equals to 3,500, and I also have here 36k plus 30f is equals to 4,800. By subtracting these two, I have minus 16k is equals to minus 13,100. Now the negative cancels out the negative. By the time you divide this, you have your cost of a knife to be 81 naira 25 kobo. Sorry about that. That's 81 naira 25 kobo. Now after finding k, it's easier to find f. Just substitute for the value of f. I have 6f plus 4 into bracket 81 naira 25 kobo is equals to 700. Then you have the cost of a fork to be equals to 62 naira 5 kobo. I'm moving on to the last question. So for this next question, I have a motorist travels for 30 kilometers at x kilometer per hour, and he also travels for 90 kilometers at y kilometer per hour, and it takes 2.5 hours for the journey. If the speeds are interchanged, the journey takes 2.167. I converted 2.167 hours to fraction. It gave me 2 number 1 over 6 hours. So you asked to find x and y. Now for 30 kilometers, it travels at x kilometer per hour. Now that's speed. Speed is expressed in kilometer per hour. And don't forget, speed is equals to distance over time. Okay? Distance over time. Your speed was already given to be x. So I have x is equals to, the distance is 30 kilometer. 30 over time. So that means the time that it took that man to travel was 30 over x. Same thing goes for the 90 kilometer journey. The time it took him for the 90 kilometer journey, if you do it the same way, was 90 over y. Now, we're told that it took him 2.5 hours, that's 2.5 hours for the total journey. That means for the whole journey he went for, the total time it took him was 2.5. That means the time it took him for the journey of x and the time it took him for the journey of y, this is 90 over y, was 2.5 hours. Let's look for x and let's look for y. But do not forget, it said something here also. If the speeds are interchanged, that means if for 30 kilometer it traveled at y kilometer per hour and for 90 it traveled at x kilometer per hour. If that happens, what does this become? This becomes the new time that it took the man will now be 30 over y, and the new time it took him for the 90 kilometer journey will be 90 over x. In other words, the speeds have been interchanged. If this happens, it said here that the total time to take them will be 1 over 6. Do not forget, I converted the decimal to fraction. So I have 1 over 6. Now let's solve this simultaneously. This becomes 30 into bracket 1 over x. When you are solving fraction questions, it's easier for you to do it this way. It makes it more easy to solve the questions. 1 over y is equals to 2.5. And I have here 30 into bracket 1 over y plus 90 into bracket 1 over x is equals to 2 number 1 over 6. I said earlier, for better understanding, I prefer to work with elimination method. Now let's multiply equation 1 by 3. Multiplying equation 1 by 3, this becomes 90 into bracket 1 over x plus 270 into bracket 1 over y is equals to, multiplying this by 3, I have 7 whole number 1 over 2. You can multiply 2.5 by 3 if you don't understand it this way. So let's go back to equation 2. Equation 2, we are not making any changes. I still have my 90 into bracket 1 over x plus 30 into bracket 1 over y is equals to 2 number 1 over 6. The reason why I multiply this by 3, like I said, I want to do the elimination method. So I'm trying to eliminate 1 over x. Now by subtracting these two equations, you see that this cancels out this. I'm left with 270 minus 30, which gives me 240 into bracket 1 over y is equals to 7.5 minus 2 whole number 1 over x, 6 will give me 5 whole number 1 over 3. My 1 over y becomes, convert this to an improper fraction. You have 16 over 3. 16 over 3 divided by 240, because for 240 to leave this side, it divides and comes to the other side. So I have 1 over y is equals to 16 over 3 times 240, giving me 1 over y is equals to 1 over 45, meaning y is equals to 45. Now after getting y, it's so much easier to get x. Just go on and pick any one of the equations earlier on. Let's pick 30 into bracket 1 over x plus 90 into bracket 1 over y is equals to 2.5. So I have 30 into bracket 1 over x. X is what we're looking for here. Plus 90 into bracket 1 over y. My y is 45 is equals to 2.5. So I have 30 over x plus 2, because 45 in 90 is 2, is equals to 2.5. 30 over x becomes 2.5 minus 2, you get half. My x becomes 30 times 2, giving me x to be 60. That means my x is 60 kilometer per hour and my y is 45 kilometer per hour. And that's all for this particular segment of the questions. I've written out a series of practice questions for you on word problems. If you have any challenge in solving these questions, feel free to contact me on the site. But if you are able to solve all of them correctly, you have a present waiting for you. Thank you very much and bye.